that just vibrates. No beep. Let's see. No, I'm putting in here. See, okay. Can you test?
Well, a very warm welcome to the third instalment at the Under-18s Six Nations Festival in Marcoussis. he has belted out, as you'd expect, from Cedric Laborde's men. France against Ireland, the third match on the first day of the Under-18s Six Nations Festival in the Ile-de-France region. The hosts looking to go successive festival campaigns unbeaten. They managed it in 2019. Can they do it in 2022? Ireland looking to spoil the party today in Marcoussis. As you'd expect with French age grade rugby, there is talent aplenty. And whatever team France put out, it is going to be potent. It is going to be physical, and it is going to be very, very hard to stop. Ireland have got a job on their hands to try and go the way of Scotland and England from the opening two matches. And Jack Murphy, the outside half for Ireland, starting today alongside his number 9 partner Jake O'Riordan. They will try and dictate proceedings from the 9-10 axis, and it is Ireland who get us underway in game 3.
Edge, not rolling.
Ireland with the early penalty. And they'll come back for that surely, because they've now knocked it on under pressure. And back we come, and positive start this for Ireland inside 30 seconds.
Quicker away.
France winners over England and Italy recently, so they will start as heavy favourites against the Irish. And plenty of Frenchmen you need to keep an eye on, and number 14 Yannick Lodreau of Stade Francais scored a couple of tries against England recently in that 28-5 emphatic victory in San Rafael last month. And half-back axis of Thomas Suvabi and Hugo Royce will be potent as well. But an early opportunity for Ireland and Jack Murphy to kick the early points. Jack Murphy of Leinster.
Let's go, mate.
One of 6 Leinstermen in the starting 15 today for Ireland. It's a great start for the Irish. 1 minute 40 seconds in, and it is the underdogs who take the lead.
Ball. Ball.
I'll just take you through the fixtures. So France entertain Wales on Wednesday in their second game, and Ireland will play Italy And the French finish things off on Easter Sunday against Scotland, whereas Ireland will play Wales. And knock on from Ireland, and France will have the put in at the scrum inside the Irish 22, and that will disappoint the Irish coaching pair of Paul Barr and Andy Kiriasu. Paul Barr is the presentation from the Presentation Brothers College in Cork, and Kiriasu of the Munster Elite Player Development contingent. Kiriasu, the Munster Elite Player Development Officer, and assisting Paul Barr this week in France for this Under-18s Festival. Ireland not expected to beat France today, but of course you never know. France and England, the two favourites for this tournament.
Bind! Set!
Early chance for the French set piece to dominate their Irish counterparts, and there is the scrum penalty, and you can expect plenty of that throughout this match. It is a mammoth French pack, and we saw England absolutely dominate Wales at scrum time in the previous game, and they're going for tries, they're not going for points.
Online.
And that is the French number 10, Hugo Royce, who plays for Bordeaux. The mercurial talent, and it's everywhere for France. The wing pair, Gabin Rocher and Yannick Lodreau, are highly potent, and the centre partnership is one to keep an eye on as well. We have Emilien Trizier and Titouan Rouvelet. And that's splintered, but here come France, and it's the big tight head, Adam Bouare of Montpellier. And that's knocked on. It was the outside centre. It was Titouan Rouvelet, also of Montpellier, who was supporting. It was a good line from the outside centre here. Great play from Bouare, but the pass fizzed at Rouvelet at speed from his centre partner.
Number 7.
Barnabé Massa of Grenoble, the hooker for France.
That's once.
All is set. So Ireland have done a decent job in holding it on the 22. That more was, and this swift hands, and France might be in here. Look at the speed of the wing. Rocher, he is upended. Good scrambling Irish defence. And Souverbi. Ooh, now then, that might be looked at. Either way, it's a huge hit. It was Brian Gleeson with a monster collision. The Munsterman. I don't think it is going to be looked, and the drop goal from distance was highly ambitious from Hugo Royce.
22. Drop goal. 22.
That is a monster of a hit.
22.
It was Gleeson on Trizier, and I think the Bordeaux man certainly felt
Ball
that.
behind green. Let's go.
It's a golden opportunity for France. Unbeaten 3 years ago on their home turf this year at the National Centre in Marcoussis. And okay, Scotland and England have issued statement performances already.
Tackle!
But France will fancy their chances of going unbeaten. They have been a threat at all age grade levels.
No hands!
But Ireland doing a good job of competing at the moment in the contact area. We're on the halfway line.
Hold. Use! Let's go, 9. Touched.
It's a good take from the Irish fullback. There's another Munsterman, Ben O'Connor.
No
One
hands
of
out, lead,
7
lead.
Munstermen starting for
Available.
Ireland today. 6 Leinstermen, 7 from Munster, 2 from Ulster. Oh, lovely little burst from the base of the ruck, and the scrum half is off. That's Jake O'Riordan. And Ireland looking good here. It's kicked to heads, and goodness me, Ireland looking a real threat on the counter-attack, and that was broken, unstructured rugby. And what a little snipe from scrum half that was from Jake O'Riordan of Munster.
22.
He's unlucky. But 8 minutes in, and Ireland showing plenty of intent so far, and they do have the lead. That early Jack Murphy penalty. Although expect France to come at them in droves as this half wears on. Comfortable under the high ball again.
Advantage. Knock on.
It is a knock on though, and that might well frustrate the coaches. That was Josh Stevens of Ulster. Both Ulstermen. In the side are forwards, Joe Hopes, the second row, Josh Stevens, the open side. Ireland looking to put it through the hands.
Is it blood? Is it blood? Yeah. Time off.
There's an injury here. Referee's called for time off.
Captain.
It is an Irishman.
Yeah.
A chance for France to just have a huddle, reassess. Opening 8 or 9 minutes have not gone the way they anticipated. Stung early doors by Ireland's first foray forward, and an Irish penalty converted by Jack Murphy.
Guys, bit too much appealing coming from sort of breakdowns and stuff. Just keep your thoughts to yourself, okay? Don't want to create any issues.
Referee just laying down the law.
I didn't see a pull for me. Yeah, that's fair enough. If I see it, I'll deal with it. But yeah, still waiting. Still wait. Wait.
Well, Ireland pretty impressive at under-20 level. They won the Grand Slam this year, just ahead of France.
Time on.
France with 4 wins from 5. As those who have already played watching on. And Ireland with a Grand Slam at under-20 level. Ireland earning bonus point wins in 4 of their 5 Six Nations Under-20 matches.
Crunch!
Table was actually propped up by Scotland.
Set! Steady!
They failed to register a single victory in that tournament. This is Under-18s time, and that's a Rocher for France, and that's a penalty for Ireland.
Tackle was made, release. There you go.
Ireland very, very quick to swarm around the French in the contact area. And mightily impressive start. Clock hasn't come back on yet.
Green, come in a step, 1 metre. That's 1 metre. Ball.
And here come the Irish.
Advantage.
And they have the penalty. And that's a decent looking high ball over to the touchline, and Ireland looking really threatening at the moment.
Just in here.
Not the start that France would have wanted.
Collapse.
And looking to target the French fullback, and that is Théo Atisogbe of Montauban. Montauban in the Pro D2.
Okay, blue, take line. You on line. Keep it up. Don't collapse. Yeah.
Oh, a very, very positive start, and now field position.
We got one.
And a set piece to come for Ireland.
One there. Okay. Green in, we come.
Needs to get this straight. Taken in the air. And the Irish maul is set, and this is motoring towards the French try line. Great start this from Ireland in this third match of the festival. And Ireland, have they got it down? Referee's going to have a look.
Back for the penalty.
Back for the penalty. It's not touchdown. But it looked an excellent set piece. Danny Sheehan with an accurate throw taken in the air. It was just short. Ireland have gone quickly. Plenty of grunt in this Irish forward pack.
Hands behind.
And spinning and turning and looking for the post. Not quite there. One more push. And there it is. It's the first try of the third match of the festival. And it goes the way of Ireland. What an outstanding start. And they've been physical, they've been prominent, and they have been dominant so far. And it's Brian Gleeson, the big number 8. He was the fellow who put in that stupendous hit at the other end around about 5 minutes or so ago. And this was just a matter of time. They've got some big men in that forward pack, Ireland. Just short there. But then the big man dots down. And the conversion is good. The flags are up. It's a converted try. And Ireland lead France by 10 points to 0. Incidentally, the clock has not long just restarted, so I think there may have been some confusion. Looking to clear their lines.
Good, mate. Yeah, you take line. Green, you on line? Yeah, I'll try. I'll try. Numbers?
This is Yannick
Numbers?
Ludrow,
6.
one of the wingers to watch at this age group in World Rugby. Absolutely terrific talent. Plays for Stade Francais in the capital. Ireland are doing a really good job of stifling the French at the moment, and it's a good time to be an Irish rugby fan. Whether it's under 20 level, whether it's this age group, whether it's the test team at senior level, there is plenty of depth coming through. The provinces are all doing well in the URC. Got a bucket load of talented youngsters, and here they go again, and they're dominating the French at the moment. I must admit, Ireland seemed really fired up at the anthem. Plenty of whooping and hollering, and okay, there's made an error here. That's gone forward. The clock has recovered the time, so that is now accurate. Quarter of an hour gone. France 0. Ireland, well, it should be 10 because the flags went up.
15 minutes. Okay. Ready? Left. Lads, better height from you two. hold it. Yeah, left of one.
All of the Irish players coming from either Ulster, Leinster or Munster. Leinster do have the biggest representation of 12 in the 26-man squad, Munster with 10, Ulster with 4, but there are more Munster starters than Leinster today.
Hold! Okay.
And France have chosen a different route. They've gone round
Back.
the top 14 and the Pro D2 clubs.
Hold in front,
Talented
Green.
youngsters everywhere in this country. At the moment, though, they are second best.
Yep, I see.
It's actually Grenoble, who are 13th in the Pro D2, who supply most of the French players. They've got 5 in this 26-man squad.
Lads, they'll tell you, just calm.
But the usual suspects like La Rochelle and Bordeaux, all with strong academies, have 3 players apiece.
Stay on your line.
But, some of the big hitters in the top 14 not providing many players for this event, and that's overthrown, and a charge from the Irish hooker. All Ireland at the moment. Well claimed by the fullback. Under the high ball. That was a tester for Atisogbe
No clear release.
of Montauban. An example of a player coming from the Pro D2. It was a good test.
That's what we do. Post call.
Montauban 8th in the Pro D2 division, headed by Mont-de-Marsan at the moment. Ireland decided to go for the posts. Well, this was expected to be a tight match at the moment, but it's been dominated by the Irish. They've been more physical, they've been smarter, and at the moment, France have barely had a look in. Chance to extend the Irish lead. Easy does it. 3 more points for Ireland. And this is a hugely impressive start. And France are in a bit of bother here. And already their desire to go unbeaten in 2022 in this tournament
Hold behind.
is taking a bit of a punch to the gut by a very, very determined Irish performance so far. We're over halfway in the first half. Remember, 35 minutes in each half at this level, 70-minute matches. And as many subs as you can keep track of. No HIAs either.
Leave, fire.
And French penalty, and boy do they need it. And taken quickly. With quick thinking from the scrum half, and here come France. Oh, and again the smothering Irish defence. The line speed is excellent. It's a huge hit. France recover. Good burst from Rouvelot, the outside centre. And now a carry from the big second row, Uche.
Rock formed.
Penalty.
Rock was formed. Just too late. I tried to, but
Well, do they go for touch?
yeah, fine. On the line.
Do they show their ambition like they did the first time they won a penalty in this territory, or do they go for the posts? I think the post may well be the sensible option here. And indeed, the tee is called. And this is going to be a chance to get France on the board. Incidentally, the score is 13-0 because the conversion after the try was landed. I know the scoreboard hasn't changed, but it is France 0, Ireland 13. And opportunity here for Bordeaux's Hugo Royce, the French fly half, to register France's first points of the contest. It's a clean strike. And I mentioned it was a good time to be an Irish rugby fan. It's an excellent time to be a French fan as well. Six Nations Grand Slam, the under-20s have been terrific as well. Pushed Ireland really close. They did register 4 victories in the Six Nations. France in the under-20s. And they've been pretty dominant of late in pretty much every age group. Surely got to be favourites for the next World Cup at senior level, given it's on home turf. I know the All Blacks and South Africa, and maybe even Ireland, might have a say about that. But they look a safe bet. And there is a conveyor belt of the youngsters coming through. And there's the Welsh squad. They were heavily beaten in the second game by England. England 33, Wales 14. Was a clever line-out taken short, and now the French hooker trying to make some meters, and he does just that. Barnaby Massa. A little bit better from France. Oh, that looked forward to me, and it was, and that is a poor mistake. And Ireland off the hook because France had the overlap here.
Last scrum, good. Okay,
yeah, it
same
was a
again.
really poor pass. It was Trezier, the inside centre from Bordeaux, who didn't exactly cover himself in glory there.
8. Doesn't matter when I'm happy. 8 in. 8. Crouch!
France 28-5 winners over England recently, then beating Italy 49-33. Scoring 7 tries in the process in late March. But there's the Irish penalty at the scrum. And France splintered.
3, straight up. Bleu, online. Online.
There's the Irish hooker, Danny Sheehan. And up goes the big second row, Evan O'Connell. And the maul is set, and this is looking solid for Ireland. Twinkle toes and the step, and he's still going. And then a bit of forward grunt to get onto the 22. Ireland are purring here. They're looking excellent, and the cover tackle from the French fly half Royce.
Turnover!
And they've turned that. France have won the penalty. Outstanding work on the floor. Ireland isolated and France pouncing. Brilliant play over the ball. It was the little scrum half who managed that. It was Suvabi. But it was that man with the initial tackle.
Well, it's 5 there, mate. It's 5. Blue, Tackle!
France with a bit of possession.
Advantage. Offside.
They have the penalty advantage, and Irish offside. And this is the fullback skipping through. Another penalty advantage.
Advantage.
We'll come back for the initial penalty.
Offside.
Here he is, who's Atisogbe. France deep into Irish territory. Flung wide. He's escaped a couple of tacklers, but the ball is dislodged. France able to regather. Decent counter-rucking, though, from the big loose head. Excellent tackle from Evan O'Connell. And then through the centre goes Bouare, who's a real handful when he gets his mitts on the ball. Another advantage and penalty coming for France. High tackle. Taken quickly, was it? No, too quick for the referee.
It's a high tackle. Just pulling down on the player who's coming through. It was just above the shoulder. Time off.
Yeah, it was slightly high.
It's got blood.
Well, we saw the attacking stardust of Scotland and the grunt and the forward power of England. And we're seeing a nip and tuck encounter at the moment between France and Ireland. Two well-drilled sides. Two of the tournament favourites. Cédric Laborde is the French Under-18s coach. And he was the first to admit that against Italy, that just a couple of weeks back, says that France were absolutely dominated in the first half, but was pleased with the character that France showed to stay in touch despite being under severe pressure from the Italians. Italy are no pushovers at this level, incidentally. But France managed the game extremely well.
Yeah, you're fine. It's a high tackle.
And Cédric Laborde admitting that he chose a lot of the squad on that second half performance against the Italians, and now this is Hugo Royce to kick France another 3 points, and they're just inching closer to Ireland. They've still got a deficit, but this is looking a little bit better for the French. Already with two very, very impressive victories in March, beating Italy 49-33 in the Stadio Walter Betrametti in Piacenza, and seeing off England in San Rafael 28-5. A really impressive victory against the powerful England team. France just on the road 22, but with possession. Verbi is shaping for the box kick. France need to clear their lines. Avoids the charge down. Fielded nicely by the Irish fullback. Some hefty collisions going on at the moment. It was Bouare with the tackle for France. Ooh, lovely piece of skill. It was a bit of a test of that for Atisogbe. And that was Trezier bringing it away. Now here's Ludrow, Yannick Ludrow.
Release! Green release!
Who scored a double against England recently. France have responded pretty well. They've dominated the last 10 minutes or so. Ooh, and that's just not fallen kindly. Knocked on, Irish advantage. And that's a pretty decent boot to ball also. That is Sogbe again. Mark is called. Yeah, it was a disappointing knock on.
Stay 10.
1, 2, 3. Good. Out to me, back pedal back.
Royce. France have plenty of possession the last 10-15 minutes or so. Yet to penetrate in terms of tries.
Release. No hands, green.
Surge forward from the big loose heads. They are Ahmed La, Provence. But Ireland competing manfully at the breakdown.
Away, away.
Slowing the insurgents at the moment. It's not exactly quick ball. But, through the hands, France go, and out to the wing with Ludreau. And this is some excellent ball carrying. It's going to take 2 or 3 to get him down. Penalty advantage to come. And that's Massa.
You're fine. No clear release.
Supported by Lumig Jouani, but we're back for the penalty. And France are working their way into this game after a slow start. At under-20 level in the Six Nations in February, France were beaten 17-16 by Ireland. It was a close-run thing down in Aix-en-Provence, with Ireland escaping with the victory, and that ended up being the Grand Slam decider. But France pretty convincing other than that. Comfortable victories over Italy and Scotland, and a massive win in Colwyn Bay against Wales before edging out England in Perpignan. So still an impressive campaign for the French under-20s. But it was Ireland with the slam.
10-15.
But here come France.
Tackle!
On the charge. Rearguard action from Ireland, and the scoreboard, as you can see, has just been corrected. But a converted try here would bring France level.
Use!
And the carry, is he over? Not quite. Metre short. Suverbi digging out for the ball, and it's still an advantage.
Offside.
Ireland were offside.
Slow. Slow.
They've got to be careful here with their discipline, Ireland. They're giving away a lot of penalties, and you feel a couple more could result in a card.
Online. Wait. Let's go.
Superb Irish defence so far.
Time.
Again, too quick.
Time.
A little bit over-eager.
You tap and then you play. Wait. You tap, you play.
Tom Stewart, the loose head, and the pick-up from Massa. And France are close here. Have they got it down? Held up. Superb Ireland defence once again.
We have a minute and a half. 90 seconds.
I think it was the big tight head prop, Andrew Sparrow, who got under the ball there. Absolutely brilliant defending. Andrew Sparrow of Leinster. Putting everything into that. It's a missed opportunity for the French. That's not one for the showroom. Just over a minute to go until half-time. 35-minute halves. It's been captivating without being scintillating.
No, you need to stay low.
This has been a battle of attrition. And so far, Ireland, despite not having a lot of the ball, are winning that battle. 13 points to 6, the difference. Kicking accuracy of Jack Murphy.
Crouch!
Aided by
Bind!
the one try. France putting pressure on at the scrum. Ireland using it quickly. Not the most incisive pass, but they've recovered it well, and there's space on the wing. Now then, was that a deliberate knock-on? Is a card
time.
coming out?
Time.
I think he's injured himself in the process.
Time is up. It's up to you. Guys, are you tapping me in play?
Let's have another look at this.
We have to stop. Time.
Yeah, it was the fullback Atisogbe, but he landed very awkwardly there.
50. Time.
The fullback from Montauban.
Yeah. Still in your own half, and there was another defender coming across.
Oh, it was a very tight battle in the under-20 Six Nations, and it's proving a very physical battle in the Parisian suburbs today. At France 6, Ireland 13, with the clock in the red in the first half. And a job very, very well done for Ireland, despite the lack of possession in this first half. They've weathered the French storm. And Atisogbe is still receiving treatment, and I think that might be the end of game for him. I do hope he's okay.
Okay.
But, Ireland look in sync defensively. They're working really hard for each other, and poor old Atisogbe. We'll be seeing him again in the festival. Not so sure. Either way, that is half-time. And the one try separating the two teams. And it's a 7-point game at the moment. Ireland with immense ferocity in defence, keeping France at bay despite a couple of penalties from Hugo Royce, their fly half. But Ireland surging into a 13-point lead with a try under the post, but France have fought their way back. They've had all the possession, but no real end product as yet for the hosts. At half-time in Marcoussis, it's France 6, Ireland 13. Well, a warm welcome back to a very sunny Marcoussis in the Ile-de-France region. It's festival time in the Under-18 Six Nations. Each team plays 3 matches in a week. And we have had a couple of half-time changes as well. And this is Brent Liufal of Pau, who has come on for France. I'll keep you abreast of any changes as they come. France first out, Ireland chuntering along not too far after them. Liufal came off the bench against England recently and scored against Italy in France's last game. France 6, Ireland 13. France's hopes of going successive Under-18 Six Nations Festival without defeat are in severe danger. First involvement for Liufal, who is a huge ball carrier. And that's also Bouare, who saw plenty of ball in the first half. France looking to start the second half strongly. Suverbi dishes out quick ball. And it's flung back inside. That's Ametla, the loose heads. Screams for it from the outside centre. And that falls nicely for Trezier. But Ireland turn the ball over once again. And the referees have been very, very hot today on the breakdown area. And they are not giving the attacking side any time at all.
What's wrong?
That is how it's ref nowadays.
Need time off. Time.
It's Ireland looking to kick on from a very durable and gnarly first half display.
All good. Water
Tom
up.
Stewart has taken a knock.
Loading. Just there, where you are.
Ireland penalty, chance to clear their lines after a French foray rather into the 22 in the early knockings of the second period.
Okay. You.
Close run thing really as to who the favourites are for this tournament. France obviously were among those expected to do well this week, but Ireland and England certainly cannot be ruled out either. And England, with their display of power against the Welsh in game 2 today, looked pretty formidable despite a load of handling errors rather. And that's a very, very handy throw, I must admit. And look at the Irish maul, it's absolutely motoring. And the hooker picks it up. This is Danny Sheehan. And now taken on board by the outside centre, that's Sam Berman. And not forwards. Well, we have seen a fair few errors. I think, again, you have to credit the contact from defences.
Yeah, left.
Certainly Wales and England defended particularly well in the second match. And these two certainly no exception. Who is going to be the next big French star to emerge? Who is going to be the next Irishman to go on and grasp their chance at senior test level? This is the breeding ground for a lot of talented youngsters. It is a festival of Under-18s rugby. Lovely step from the inside centre and out to the wing. Golden opportunity, great cover tackle. But France can recycle. Ireland have got plenty of numbers back though defensively. They've regained their shape. Aggressive play from another substitute, Andy Timo of Massey.
Backwards.
It's punched backwards. And recycled by another sub, Liufal, who's had plenty of involvement so far. Look at the strength of Liufal. Suverbi. And now out on the wing, and it's try time, is it, for France? It's a brilliant finish. Gabine Rocher on the wing.
Captain, Ireland.
And the Grenoble man finishes with aplomb. That was some finish if he's got that down.
First half, I had a few penalties on there. Just be careful. Don't want anything here. Yes, watch this one.
Beautiful play all round from France. And their first real sighter of the try line. Quick ball from Souverbi. And the hands from the fly half Royce. And that is a brilliant finish. It's a tricky conversion to come. Try has been awarded. Soft hands all round. French flair at under-18 level. Very, very difficult touchline conversion to attempt to haul France level. But what a start for the hosts inside the first 5 minutes of the second period. And the first time they have been able to penetrate that robust Irish defence. Oh, it's in. What a strike. On his left boot. Hugo Royce. That was absolutely magnificent. That's as good as you'd see at test level. Let alone under-18s level, and France hold themselves level at 13 points apiece. What a final 30 minutes we have in store in Marcoussis. Scotland and England with victory so far today. Who will claim the spoils? Ball was out. Ireland all over it. Yeah, Ireland have turned that. Absolutely brilliant work from the blindside flanker. That was Stephen Smythe of Leinster and Kilkenny College. And just as France get themselves back level, they gift Ireland an opportunity. A little bit of sloppy play at the breakdown. Another opportunity for Jack Murphy. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far. In the Leinster Academy. It's remarkable, really, how Leinster, Munster, and now even Ulster managed to continually churn out all these exciting youngsters. It is like a production line of talent, and Ireland in a very, very good place throughout all age groups. Clean strike, and it's good. Ireland regain the 3-point lead. France 13, Ireland 16 in Marcoussis. And these Irish boys are going to take some beating. It's a fascinating encounter. We had broken, unstructured play between Italy and Scotland. It was a tri-fest. England with the power game, 5 tries against Wales. And this one is nip and tuck between two excellently well-drilled, high-quality teams. Irish knock-on, French scrum. Inside the Irish half.
Stay low. No, he's on. That wasn't marked.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
France get the shunt on at the scrum. Crashing into midfield.
Francis knock on.
knock on from Ireland. So France will have the advantage. That's Ross, lovely stuff from the fly half, and now
Release screen.
out to the channels.
No hands.
Number 24 for France is Maxence Biasotto.
Slow, slow. There'll be a scrum, guys. Yeah, I'm saying careful. He didn't do anything, so it'll just be a scrum. I'm just being knock on. It was just knock on. Okay, guys, just be careful.
No penalty.
Because he was down. There'll be a scrum only. Okay.
Excellent
Agree
tackle.
with that, Elgin? Yeah. I said just be a scrum. There's no
He was
penalty.
trying to get up.
No, we were just checking
fairness.
he was down to make sure he was okay. Okay.
Brian Gleeson's been absolutely outstanding for Ireland
Another player down.
today.
He's down as well.
The whole
Time's
pack
off.
have been
Time's
really
off.
working for each other. They're exceptionally well drilled.
No.
And 10 minutes
two
into the
injuries,
second
just
half,
checking
it's
they were
still
okay.
finally poised.
Okay,
France,
just
though,
scrum.
striking the early blow in the second period. That wonderful finish from Gabine Rocher.
Just spectate. You've not much else today, have you? Yeah, turnover was fine and then he lost control. I want to pitch the ball and then as you...
Gabine Rocher, also a scorer against England recently,
Absolutely fine, just lost control.
the Grenoble winger. It's a hard one to call at the moment. Just
Okay,
a
water
reminder,
off.
if you are joining late, there are
Time
no
on.
HIAs.
Water off.
French put in at the scrum, Souverbi in the number 9 jersey of Pau.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
And Gazzotti on
Backwards,
the
play.
number 8 position just about managed to get that away, but France have lost it. Ireland
Off, leave.
come away with it. Good ball retention this from Ireland, and Stephen Smythe has been
No
everywhere.
hands, blue, no, lâchez!
France told to leave it.
Hold in front,
Ireland
19,
clear.
2, 1, wait! Okay, now fine.
It was a good pickup, in fairness, to Ludreau. And here's Gabine Rocher. He's full of running and trickery. Rocher still going, almost.
Touch.
Oh, he is some talent. And France have a history of producing great wingers, and he could be the next one off the conveyor belt. And it's a lovely chip ahead. It was close. It was very, very close.
Green, you take the 5.
He had the speed, just didn't have the bounce of the ball.
4.
So Gabine
Carter.
Rocher really is one to watch for the future.
Sorry, substitution. Yeah. Substitution. Who? Yeah. Subs.
There are going to
Okay.
be more subs.
Subs.
It's pretty much unlimited. And I think that's the fly half going off, and in fact there's 5 or 6 French players going off. I think that's the end of game as well for the tight head Bouare, and indeed it's pretty much a whole new pack for France. It's definitely an entirely new front row,
Wait till I
with
say.
the likes of Leo Chauvin
Hold.
and Zachary Affan
Hold.
all coming
Time
on.
on.
Yusuf Sukuna as well, number 19 of Biarritz, into the
Hold.
second row alongside Andy Timo. So wholesale changes for France.
Hold one. Hold. Yeah.
Chance to counter-attack. Not the best pass, but they've recovered it. Left-hand touchline, and checks back in field, does Ludreau. Now Rouvelet. shepherds the ball away from Irish advances. It's lovely from the inside centre, Trezier.
Leave! Leave!
Very direct running from Trezier. Ball over the top. Chases on for Rocher. There's the slip. Rocher, I thought he was in then. The ball just escaped his clutches. And that is a French penalty right on the 22.
Oh, leave, 9, leave it. Holding.
And it is the scrum half, Jake O'Riordan, who is the offender. France are going to go to touch here. Tom Raffy, new fly half.
Green, let's take line. On line, guys.
Tom Raffy of Brive came off the bench against England and started against Italy recently.
6. 6.
Another really highly rated young fly half.
Green, stay on the line, please.
They've always had a knack of producing quality halfbacks of France.
Advantage.
Not just in the current day. Think of Machinot and Elissalde and all those. France have the advantage here.
No.
And they tried to
Go back.
dive for the line, but we are coming back.
Slow. Double play, we go back, penalty. No.
It's too quick again.
No, the mark's over here. You go on the line. Slow it.
Yeah, that was Lucas Zamora trying to take it quickly, and Tom Raffy is sending it to touch again.
Subs.
More subs. And,
penalty, guys.
this
We
is
can
going to be a
get subs there,
feature of
okay?
this Under-18s Festival. Pretty much the entire 26-man squad will get a run out for both teams.
His feet were still in the air. Yeah, who's off?
Irish changes,
Luke,
I
2,
think,
8,
imminent.
I think. 8-2, 14.
So Sheehan, Gleeson and Tracy are trudging off.
Can feel it.
So we do have a new hooker, Zach Solomon.
Don't worry about it.
And Jacob Sheehan as well is on. New French hooker also.
Yeah, turn it on. Yeah. Let's go. Let's get it in. Yeah.
No problem with the referee's microphone. Well, 20 minutes remaining, just under. France 13, Ireland 16. But it is a match which has largely been controlled by the French.
Yes.
Ireland have been industrious and as busy as you'd expect in the contact area. Highly aggressive, but France with most of the territory. Chauvin lobs it in, but it's not straight. And listen at the Irish roars.
Scrum called.
Oh, what a let-off for Ireland. France have really let them off the hook there.
New front row, hold weight, stable. Stay low.
First test for the new French front row.
Flanker. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Free kick.
Never stable, we said. Yes! Free kick. Never stable. Okay.
It's been a really absorbing contest between two ferocious sides. And, these two were certainly setting the benchmark.
French ball.
England certainly did from a physicality stake as well
Green
against
on
the
line.
Welsh.
Green on line. Take a step. Green, line.
Jack Murphy can be pleased with his display,
No, number what?
orchestrating proceedings from 10.
Next scrum we talk. Next scrum we talk. Okay?
Leinster.
Yeah.
Such is the depth
9.
in Ireland that you expect Munster and Leinster to progress from
9.
their last 16 Champions Cup ties. Ulster have a tricky one against Toulouse. So Leinster in prime position after seeing off Connacht in leg 1 last night. Munster have a very difficult match against Exeter. You wouldn't be surprised if they went through. But to expect the French sides to be a threat in the Champions Cup, and they're looking threatening now as well. Lovely pass, and this is try time for France. What a wonderful score. Ireland sliced open, and that is the quality of the French. It's a try for Emilien Trezier of Bordeaux.
Was that?
And that was stunning. In the blink of an eye, a split second, France make Ireland pay. Ireland chasing shadows defensively, and it was simple stuff. It was just hitting the line at speed and execution at its simplest and finest. Great ball, and he had the gas to evade Irish clutches. France in the lead for the first time in this match, and it's taken them 52 minutes.
I try to, but not always safe. Sometimes.
First attempt from Tom Raffy. Of Breathe. Just nudges it wide, not to be for Raffy, and the lead is 2 points. It's only a 5-point score, but what a burst of pace that was from the number 8, Marco Gazzotti. To then feed Emilien Trezier. Superb line though from Gazzotti to set up that try. France 18, Ireland 16, with 16 or 17 minutes to play.
Not now, leave. Use. Still win. Still win.
Decent boot from Zamora. The replacement scrum half.
On line. Blue, line. Yeah. Back 10.
Well, they've definitely got one of the biggest player pools, France, in World Rugby. Them and England are a cut above the rest in terms of the sheer depth and numbers they can choose from.
Hold on.
But they really are starting to hone their skills, and they're developing a winning mentality across the board.
Option. Scrum, melee.
It's been a little bit fragmented at times, but it has had a test match feel.
Hold weight until ball in.
Physical intensity of both of these sides has been a joy to watch, really. But, France are developing a reputation for
I will step out when happy.
really conjuring up some talent.
Crunch!
And they are the reigning world under-20 champions, France. They've won it for the past 2 editions. Hasn't been played since 2019, obviously because of COVID. Here they go again. What a superb line this is. This is breathtaking play. But the ball doesn't go to a French hand. It's intercepted. And that was good smothering and covering defence from Stephen Kiley, the Irish wing. So I do have to credit the initial burst was terrific from Biasotto. France have the advantage. And it's going to be a big ask now for Ireland to get back into this. I know the gap is only 2 points, but all the momentum feels like it's with France at present. They have absolutely dominated since a scratchy opening 15 minutes, it has to be said. But the next 40 minutes have all been with France. And Ireland, despite going into an early 13-point lead, have barely been in this game since.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, certainly defensively they have,
1 meter.
but they've barely had any territory. They just haven't had the ball. Ball is set. Can Ireland defend it? It's rumbling nicely. France looking a real threat here. It's at the base. Replacement hooker has it. And that's gone loose. It is going to be an advantage though.
Changing on the outside. Changing on the outside. Back 10, online.
Leo Chauvin had that at the back of the maul.
Don't come on the outside, only through the middle. Don't change that bind.
Ireland changing their bind. So penalised once again. Well, they have to try and stop the train somehow. And here's Leo Chauvin again of Bordeaux. And it's a very decent throw to the back of the line out, and that's a lovely ball. And through a huge hole, France strike again. It's Luca Zamora. It's another simple try. But France now looking a threat every time they pour forward. And it's a long way back for Ireland now. Lovely spin from Liu Fal, the creator. And it's the little bloke who goes over. It's Luca Zamora of La Rochelle, who found the gap and found the right line.
On me? Yeah, just make them.
It's been a brilliant second half performance from France.
Just get them when they come on.
It has been majestic. The highlight was certainly Gabin Rocher's superb try on the right wing. But they've gone from strength to strength, and well, Tom Raffy looking for his first points of the match and looking to push France beyond a score. Just over 10 minutes remaining. This is a pretty key kick. Again, it's just drifted wide. That's back-to-back misses. So once again, only a 5-point score for France, and because of that, Ireland, within 7 points, are still in this game.
Okay. Subs.
But simplicity.
Happy, Elgin.
And executed perfectly.
Yeah. Let's play. Yeah. Inside. No.
10 minutes remaining. France 23, Ireland 16.
Green ball. Blue. Mark. You. Sub. Sub.
Yeah, a couple more changes coming.
Yeah. Substitution. Guys. Slow. Green. Cam. Happy. Time on.
That's a brilliant take. The whole French pack has really stood up to the acid test. Wonderful take in the air by Noah Zonzan of Racing. It's picked up by the tricky little winger of Stephen Kiley.
Off feet. Lead.
Off the feet. Told to leave it.
Side advantage.
Ireland's replacement scrum half is Oliver Coffey.
Advantage.
And, France have given away a penalty advantage here. Ireland
You offside.
with the advantage. France offside.
Offside.
They won't be wanting to give away too many more penalties, France, because if they concede field position, it is only a one-score game. Ireland with a converted try, will haul themselves level.
Look, you back. Yeah, in line. Oui. Numbers. 5. 5. 5. Sank. Sank. Sank.
It's not
Green and we
quite
come.
last chance saloon yet, but Ireland need to be clinical when they get into the red zone. Again, it's not straight. That has been a theme of this match. The lineouts have not been too impressive, and that's another one that has fallen by the waysides. It is a little bit windy in Marcoussis today, but it's not windy enough for that to be an excuse.
Last scrum, good. Keep that up.
Jumped early as well. They lost all kinds of cohesion. Quite in sync there between hooker and second row. And now Zamora, the scorer of France's third try with the putty.
No push.
That is an excellent France scrum. Well, they could have wilted after going 13-0 down. But to France's credit, they have responded with a brutal second half showing. It's lovely down the right wing again, lovely pass inside to Zamora. And France purring at the moment, carried in by Liufau into the 22, or on the 22 rather. And that was out the back door. Bit of an outlandish offload attempt, but they still have it. That's a lovely pass. It might be another try here. France are going to kill it off. And this is just too good and too clinical. And Ireland have run out of steam. And this is a wonderfully gifted France team. And this is La Rochelle's Oani Beaumarine, who has got in on the act for France. Another one of the replacements. And that is try time once again. It's pretty stunning all round. Just too quick. And a wonderful piece of play from Yusuf Sukuna as well. Kept his head up, saw the space, and the distribution was immense. And then Oani Beaumarine of La Rochelle finishing things off, and France are away and over the hills. Now Tom Raffy, difficult touchline conversion. Oh, he's really unlucky that time. He kicked it beautifully. Tried to swerve it with the direction of the wind, but again, it's a misconversion from Tom Raffy. But it shouldn't matter too much now. France with a 12-point cushion. France 28, Ireland 16, with 7 minutes remaining.
No hands now. Lost. Leave it. Use.
There they go again. But the try scorer fluffs his lines. Can't quite gather.
Scrum away now. Scrum called.
And,
Scrum's called.
it will be a scrum.
Scrum called. Okay, back here.
Well, Ireland shouldn't despair too much.
Okay.
They do have a couple of games to rectify it. Starting with Italy on Wednesday, so 4 days to recover, and then another 4 days before they play Wales. France playing the Welsh on Wednesday before Scotland across the white line to face them on Easter Sunday. Irish scrum penalty. Well, you never know. If
1-5.
they can score here, Ireland, then
Second time early.
they're still in with a shout. But for the misconversions, this game would be over.
Online. Second time early at scrum, okay?
Replacement Irish
No, wait, too
fly
far
half
through.
is Sean Norton.
Second time, so penalty. Not holding weight. That was second.
The Irish coaching entourage.
Number, loose head.
Paul Barr and Andy Kiriasu.
No.
Here Ireland go, trying to salvage something and give themselves a shot.
Break away, break away!
It's a big carry from Zach Solomon. And they might be over here, Ireland. That's superb. That's a wonderful try. And that is Jacob Sheehan with a big thrust towards the whitewash. All the power and the finish to match as well. And Ireland are not done yet.
4.5 minutes to go.
France perhaps just switching off, and they've been made to pay. That is stunning from the big forward. And Sean Norton of Leinster to try and add the conversion and bring Ireland back to within 5 points. They're within a score at the moment, but this conversion is needed. He's landed it. It's a 5-point game. France 28, Ireland 23. And this absorbing contest takes another twist. Ireland have 3.5 minutes or so.
Okay.
This would be some comeback.
Back.
France might be in again here. It's a little grubber attempt forwards. It will be French ball.
It's you. Green. Come back. They'll give you numbers. They'll give you numbers.
Are we watching the two best sides, or will England have a say?
Subs. Go on. Go on, subs.
England actually not playing either of these two.
Happy?
There's Cedric Laborde in amongst his coaching staff. Chauvin
Ball.
with the throw, and it's taken well. France could do with another try all of a sudden to finally see Ireland off. Zamora goes the other way. Good quick thinking from the scrum half. So France with a broken field play, edging towards their 22 again. Zamora. Oh, lovely hands, brilliant break. Lovely pass inside, and this to finish it off. Oh, it's a sitter. Oh, Yusuf Sukuna will be having nightmares about that. Ireland splintered again. Brilliant French play. And that's Zachary Afan heavily involved, and oh, if only that had stuck. And that was try number 5. France have 1 minute and 40 seconds to hold out. But they're making it a little bit nervier than perhaps it should have been, given their second half supremacy. They've scored 22 points in this half, and that was also with several misconversions thrown in there. But that is a brilliant French scrum.
Back here, back here. No, back here.
And that surely will be that.
Captain. Scrum call. Yes.
We're going for the scrum.
I disagree. They've come through and you stood up. Stay.
Ireland protesting.
Okay. When I say stop, you stop. Okay.
So this is French ball, and they're going to take all the time in the world.
1 minute.
It's a 5-point advantage with the clock ticking, 45 seconds remaining. in Marcoussis. It's been a spellbinding day of Under-18s Six Nations rugby. Victories for Scotland and England, and surely now France. And Zamora looking for another try, and there might be in here. And it's the man who scored the fourth. Did he get it down though? I think he was in touch.
Time.
It's Ouani Bomarine.
Time's off.
It was his sumptuous finish for try number 4. I don't think he gets there. Or does he?
Good time after this.
I think he was in touch. A couple more French changes with Carson Talalua of Grenoble.
Oh, fine.
Also coming on.
Water off. Time on. 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
There's been a couple of outstanding performers. But, the
Line
French
up.
pack. Adam Boare had an immense first half.
Ireland, in we come.
And Noah Zanzen has been everywhere.
Stop.
Marco
Number,
Gazzotti
please.
with that brilliant burst for a sumptuous French try. Gabin Rocher has been outstanding. Trezier, the inside centre, has been immense. Oh, the referee takes a tumble.
Please, no hands. No hands.
Ireland's got to run it from deep. They've got no other choice. Still with a chance. But France are swarming all over them at the breakdown. And there is the penalty to secure the victory.
Time is up.
And this has been a very, very impressive French display. They were 13 points down in this game. But the young Les Bleus have come back to take the win against one of their most fiercest rivals.
That's great game, well done.
Brilliant second half performance. 4 tries in total for France. They were 7 points down at the interval. 13-6 it was in Ireland's favour, but France really upped the ante in the second period. A mixture of forward power and precision. They cut Ireland to shreds. At will at times in that second half. They had the extra fitness, the extra power up front, and the extra panache when they needed it most. And watch out for a couple of these young Frenchmen, because they may well be playing Test rugby before you know it. But, perhaps the game of the day was the last game of the day between these two outstanding teams. But Ireland, despite all their physical exertion and all their endeavour, are beaten by the superior side. And that rounds us off with victories for Scotland, England and now France. Their quest to go unbeaten again 3 years on from their last tournament is very much still intact. Can they repeat the feat in 2022? Full time in Marcoussis. France 28, Ireland 23.